If you ask me, Ansh, what is the most valuable skill as a UX designer? तो बिना किसी डाउट के I would answer understanding UX psychology. Because no matter आप क्या डिजाइन कर रहे हो, if you understand why people behave the way they do, you will always benefit more, whether it's in your professional career or your personal life. So this video is a very small snippet from our Kolkata Meetup. Where we went really deep into how these UX psychology models affect the way we use apps and how so many businesses are using these models to influence our decision making. At the very end of this video, I also share actionable tips on how you can use ChatGPT to learn these same mental models. Majority of the video is in Hindi, but you can always turn on English captions. So many UX designers came and documented their learnings on YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And all of us sat together and discussed how AI will change the way UX designers work in the future. I am personally very excited to show you this video, so without wasting any further time, let's get started.
So let's start with module number 2, Basics of UX Psychology. And this is where we come into the first principles. और अगर आप इन सब चीज़ों को समझ जाओगे तो चाहे AR आए, VR आए, मोबाइल आए, कोई भी टूल आए, you will always be valuable to the market. तो इससे पहले कि मैं सारे UX लॉस सिखाऊँ, एक कहानी सुनाता हूँ. एक बार एक आदमी था जिसने एक जू खरीदा and he started selling tickets that costed $1,000. अब जब आप 1,000 रुपए की जू की टिकट बेचोगे, a lot of people would obviously not be interested because there's no marketing, there's no word of mouth. So after seeing the 999 price, nobody bought the tickets to the zoo. And that made the owner very sad. So he decided to cut his profits and he said, I will reduce the price to $499 one person, hoping that people will come. Up to 50% discount hai, tab bhi koi nahi aaya. Even after cutting the price of the ticket, people still did not buy it and the man got hopeless. तो उसने क्या करा? He decided to make the zoo entry 100% free of cost. जिसने आना आ जाओ. And when that happened, the zoo got filled with people all over. आदमी बहुत खुश. But फिर क्या हुआ? He very quietly locked the gates and set the lions free and made the exit fee 999. अब इस मॉरल में क्या समझ आया आप लोगों को? इस कहानी में 3 बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीजें हुई है. सबसे पहला, just because you are excited about something doesn't mean others will be too. उसने एक्साइटमेंट में जू खरीद लिया, बोला मेरे तो जानवर बहुत अच्छे हैं, 1,000 रुपए की टिकट बेचूंगा, लोग आ जाएंगे, कोई नहीं आया. सेकेंड टेक अवे, nobody will pay you a premium when you start. So you have to do things for free or at a very lower price, especially if you're just starting out. And सबसे important lesson, nothing in life is truly free. Somebody is always getting something. And if it is free, then you are the product. जैसे zoo के केस में, you were the product for the lions. So you entered free, but to exit you had to pay the fee. So there's a lot to learn in the field of UX psychology, but we cannot cover everything today. So I will just pick some of the most important lessons that I use on my day-to-day life while designing. See, when you put a name to something now, you can very easily spot it in your day-to-day life. ऐसे बहुत से mental phenomena है जो आप हर रोज experience कर रहे हो, but just because आपके पास कोई नाम नहीं है, उसके लिए कोई term नहीं है, वो आपके सामने हो भी रहा होगा ना, आप उसको spot नहीं कर पाओगे. So folks, rather than कि मैं आपको एक list of UX psychology models दूँ and go through all the theory, let's understand how do you learn in the first place. If you come across any UX psychology mental model, how do you learn UX psychology? Once you understand the how, the internet has ample of definitions to teach you. So let's explore the first effect of the day, which is the goal gradient effect, and which is very similar to Zeigarnik effect. आप लोगों में से कितनों को Zeigarnik effect पता है? नाम सुना है Zeigarnik effect? नहीं सुना ना, बहुत अच्छी बात है. Then this is very new for you. So this law says people often become more motivated the closer they get to their goal. And for every single UX model, I'm mentioning their psychological research paper right at the bottom. So I will be sharing this deck with you on the WhatsApp group. So you can download this entire thing, and when you go back home, this is the research paper that you can refer. Now let me tell you about the study that they did. A group of 172 people were told about a fundraiser. And they were all very excited. They were in a park, like a closed area. These people were split into 2 groups. Group 1 was told that to hit the fundraiser ka target, they need to sell 100 candy bars to reach their target. So a kid would go to those people and say that, hi sir, we are trying to hit a target, but we are 100 bars away. Would you like to buy a chocolate bar? Group 2 was told that they only need to sell 2 bars to reach their target. So the same girl would go to Group B का person and say that, sir, हमें सिर्फ 2 bars बेचने हैं. Would you like to buy from us? And then once they started collecting their results, once they started collecting ki who said yes and who said no, turns out that Group 1 that saw the target very far away were less likely to buy the bars. While Group 2 that saw the target so close were more likely to make an effort. In fact, they were also helping the child to sell more bars to more people. कि अच्छा आपके सिर्फ 5 बचे हैं, 2 मैं खरीद लेता हूँ, let me help you sell the rest of 3. Which tells us something very interesting, that if you see yourself arriving someplace, you would double down on the accelerator. Now, a lot of coffee shops has started selling these loyalty cards. आप लोगों ने देखे हैं loyalty cards, punch cards? So Starbucks does this. I think Dunkin' Donuts is also doing it. तो होता क्या है that any time you go to them, you get this card, and every time you return to them, they will punch it, and they will say that, for example, you get 9 punches, so you will get a big coffee for free. So essentially what they're saying is that if you come to us 9 times, the 10th time you come, you will get a free coffee. Now there are 2 categories of restaurants here. Category number 1, you give them the punch and say अब आपको 9 times आना है, and it all are empty. The second restaurant will punch it first. पहला dot punch कर दिया, और बोला now you have to come 8 times. Now what is the second restaurant doing? The second restaurant is creating a fake sense of accomplishment. They have helped you taken the first step by punching the first bullet. And now you feel that because you have the first thing punched, it is way more easy to stay in momentum.
Before you move ahead, I want to tell you about our latest learning website, howtoprom.in, where you can get free AI resources, roadmaps, and step-by-step guides that will teach you everything that you need to know about tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney.
Now, how do you apply this in UX? सबसे पहले, this is actually used in all your progress indicators to show how far they have come. Why do you think progress indicators exist? It is just to motivate you that if you wait just a bit more, you will reach your target. So if we pick Duolingo, Duolingo keeps you on hook by giving you daily goals as well as monthly goals. So on the very top, you can say that you have these many points left and you have 22 days left, but you also have a daily goal. It says you have reached your 10 XP goal, and now there is 12 hours left for you to get your next reward. On the right side, we have Dunkin' Donuts. So same like Starbucks, on Dunkin' Donuts, if you keep going, then they give you reward points for buying regularly, for coming regularly, and that is how they give you that fake sense of accomplishment. Even the progress bars and the loaders, I don't know if you've noticed on Netflix, even if your internet connection is shut, it still loads till 99%. And it gets stuck at 99. You will never find the Netflix loader being stuck at 2%. Because if it gets stuck at 2%, you will just shut the video. But if it is stuck at 99% for 5 minutes, you will still wait. Which means that because you can see some progress, because you see yourself so close, your appetite, your patience, your willpower automatically increases. UX tip number 2, user milestones. Again, this is a direct application of the goal gradient effect, where you provide small rewards for returning back to their product. So on Starbucks, they have these checkpoints that at 20th, at 40th, at 60th, when you come this, you'll get a coffee, then you get a free grande, you have $10 off, all of these things. So as you move forward, they increase the value of the price. On the right side, we have Taco Bell. Same, it's the similar thing, but now they have just made it into a radial, and they're saying that 181 points to the next free item. So you're always looking for something, right? You always have some hook. UX tip number 3, gamification. Creating a sense of achievement with medals. Now you have no idea how crazy medals can be for your app. And I know that it sounds very stupid. You're like, how would fake coins and medals motivate anybody? But I'm telling you, they do. The fact that Google Pay has that confetti anytime you win 2 rupees, that confetti will make you more happy than the 2 rupees. Just the fact that you've got a medal, some coin, some golden coin just makes you feel more happy, and it feels like the app is giving back to you. So here we have 2 very interesting applications, and they have gorgeous UI, by the way. On the left, we have Any Distance. Any Distance gives you a medal the day you open the app, saying that, oh, day 1, congratulations for the progress, and they have confetti and they have this medal, and then you have a place where you can access all of your medals. On the right side, we have the Nike Run Club. Amazing visuals, absolutely brilliant UI, Beautiful colors, beautiful iconography, totally recommended for, fitness apps. They also have personal records, fastest run, most time spent, all of these small things. So next, we have induced scarcity. We are done with the gamification aspect, we're done with the goal gradient. The next UX model is induced scarcity, which says that we value things more when they are in limited supply. And I think this is very easy to guess as well, right? So I'll tell you the study that they did. They got a group of people and again split them into Group A and Group B. Group A got a cookie jar which was filled with cookies till the top. Group B got the same jar, but this time it only had 4 or 5 cookies. Everybody was asked to take one cookie and then rate the taste of the cookie. And then some people were also asked to rate the cookie without even tasting it. So you would show somebody 2 jars and say that which one do you think would taste better? And the cookie jar that had less cookies just got a better price, just got a better score. Without even tasting, people assume that just because the jar is empty, it means that the cookies are more tasty and it means that they are probably much better. So when you see something in limited supply, your brain automatically calculates the fact that this might be in more demand. And if it is in more demand, there's a higher chance that this is way better. So Amazon पे सबने ये देखा है. They have a limited time deal for everything. Every day, for everything they have a limited time deal, and it would keep saying 10 in stock, 5 in stock. Even if you buy hundreds, they will always say 5 in stock. Let's take some international examples. On the left, we have Sephora. So you guys know Sephora, it's a beauty brand, it's like Nykaa. And they sell cosmetic products. And on Sephora, they have this column called selling fast. Now, how do I trust you whether this is selling fast? Is there a metric? Are you showing the amount of money that you're making? It is just a carousel with some image and pricing. But just by reminding you or just by creating this sense of urgency, they are making you feel that number one, it is selling fast. Number two, online only. That means that right now you opened the app. If you get it, then you will get it because you can't even go to the Sephora store tomorrow and buy this. So this is mobile only, it is selling fast and it is exclusive. And these 3 things together are inducing excessive scarcity just to sell it more. And that is why they've put it at the very first end. They haven't done it for the second one. They've done it for the first one. So that you just quickly get FOMO and do some quick buying without thinking twice. On the right side, we have Airbnb. So this is an application that you all must have used. On Airbnb, they say this is a rare find. Marine's place on Airbnb is usually full booked. Now, of course, this might be true, but it might not be true as well. How can I check? But the thing is, now that they have mentioned this to me, that this is usually booked and this is a rare find, I have some fear in my mind that I am planning a trip. This is usually booked. If I don't book it now, I will lose out. So it's very interesting how copywriting can help you create that sense of scarcity. Now, if some of you are from the real estate background or you must have seen those movies, you would always see real estate agents saying कि इस पे ना एक competing offer भी है. तो जैसे आप घर बेचने जाओ या घर खरीदने जाओ and you find a house and you're like, I will just buy this house for 1 crore. So this real estate agent will tell you, sir, जल्दी कर लो क्योंकि एक competing offer है. 1 करोड़ 10 लाख का. तो अगर आपने 1 करोड़ में नहीं खरीदा ना तो मुझे 1 करोड़ 10 लाख वाले को बेचना पड़ेगा. So this entire concept of competing offers is fake. A lot of students, what they do is when they go for job interviews, and not even students, even seniors do this. So I was interviewing someone as a UX designer, that person needed a job, and that person would tell me that I have 2 competing offers. So you better hire me ASAP. Now this could be a lie, but you can use this to your advantage by getting a competing offer from somebody that you don't even want to join. So that is what people do now. They collect competing offers, they take those competing offers and go to their ideal company and say that if you don't hire me, so many people just want me. So it's a very interesting technique to create scarcity for yourself as well. Even when I sell event tickets, right, you would be seeing that hurry up toggle on the tag mango thing. That was me creating scarcity for you so that you buy fast. And I wanted to mention this specifically because you experienced this in real time. And what I usually do is that I would change the number by -15. So anytime you open, it would say 8 seats left. And you'll be like, I have to be in this top 8. I need to buy these tickets ASAP. There's a very interesting principle in this book called rework. Have you heard of this book, Rework? I would strongly recommend you folks to go back home and read this. This one single book can just change your life. So Rework says that what makes an art gallery valuable is the stuff that does not reach the walls. So if you go to an art gallery and the person has filled the entire wall with just art, it is no longer a gallery, it is a warehouse. And nobody values a warehouse. But when you curate, when you filter, when you keep something which is scarce, which is very limited, people automatically feel that this is more valuable. If you go to a shopper's stop versus say Louis Vuitton, on Louis Vuitton's rack you would just see 3 bags. Only 3 bags spaced apart. Whereas if you go to shopper's stop, they'll give you 20 bags to choose from. 20 t-shirts, 50 shoes. But luxury brands don't do this. Now of course, scarcity is there. They're trying to create value by showing you less items. But there are 2 more reasons why they do this. Can anybody guess why do all luxury stores have so less options? Care attention, okay. Choice paradox, yeah. Correct, okay. Hicks law. So Hicks law says that if you have more number of options, decision becomes more difficult. So you keep less number of options. So folks, this is where true design comes in. Anytime we design a product, what is the first question that we ask? Who is the user? In a case of a brand like Gucci or Louis Vuitton, who is the user? It's either probably a very, very busy yet successful person, or somebody who's not that busy but has a lot of money. There's only 2 categories, right? For the first category, if somebody is that busy, does that person have the option or the freedom to go through 20 options? Not really. That person wants to enter your store, get 3 options, has trust that all 3 are going to be supremely good, and then pick one. This is for the person who is very, very busy, and that is why that person is super successful. User category 2, a person who is not that busy, yet has a lot of money. The thing is with people is that sometimes you get so much of capital, you feel like spending it. But you won't spend on something which is so easily accessible. So then they want to sell you this story that whatever you are buying for say 10 lakh rupees is very rare. And that is the narrative. If you see something spread all across the tables, you will never believe that it is rare.
The link to download this presentation will be in the description, but there's a password for it, and this is the password. Please make sure that you copy this password before you download the presentation.
Next, we have visual memory. So this is the third UX principle. Visual memory is very straightforward. It says that we remember and trust images far better than words or sounds. That is that if I were to make you listen to a song versus if I were to make you listen and watch a music video, you will remember the music video for a very long time and the imprint will stay in your brain. Same goes with an image. Now let me show you how this works outside of product design as well. So on the very top, and there's another name for the same effect, it's called the picture superiority effect. So it says that text or audio only will help you retain 10%. So 10% of the times you'll just remember. But if you add text and picture, that person will remember 65% of the same information. Just by adding something more visual, the impact is almost 6 times more. And they've done multiple studies to prove this number. On the A, you have caution slippery when wet, which is probably going to end up with 10%. On the right side, you have the same text but with a person falling. Now, when you look at that warning, you will instantly associate the fear of falling down with this color. Because you'll be like, oh, I really don't want to fall like that guy. And you will remember, like you will actually see this and be careful when you're walking on the slippery floor. Just because they've added a visual. On the left side, we have Snapchat. And Snapchat doubles down on visuals. Snapchat is not like Medium or Twitter where it's just text, text, text. Snapchat knows that we are targeting young people. In that case, we have to rely on pictures and not copy. So you would realize that there is minimum copy on both Instagram and Snapchat, bare minimum. They account for every single word. I think majority of the words are just the captions and the username. That is the only copy. Instagram doesn't talk to you if you really think about it. What does Instagram say to you? Nothing. It is the bare minimum copy that they use. In fact, every successful cookbook has visuals along with copy. So you have two categories of recipe books. And you'd realize that the most successful and the most buyed ones are always with pictures. In fact, even when you go to all good restaurants, you'd realize that menus work better when they have pictures complementing the copy. So if you go to a dhaba or if you go to a normal restaurant, they always put these very tempting red colored pictures on the top. Because red color actually aggravates hunger. Red is a color that will make you feel more hungry. That is why Pizza Hut, McDonald's, KFC, all of them have the red color in their brand identity. There's a legit reason for that.
A lot of students who come to these meetups create some very amazing vlogs, videos and LinkedIn carousels summarizing their learnings and experience. I would totally recommend you to check them out. I will paste all the links in description.
Next, we have certainty effect. Now things become way more subtle and way more nuanced. It says that we crave clarity over chance and make costly sacrifices to get it. So I'll say this again, it's slightly complex to read, but of course when we do the example it'll be clear. We crave clarity over chance and make costly sacrifices to get it. Now let me show you what does this mean. Again, we have two groups. Group number one is said that you have 20% chance of winning 1 lakh rupees. This is bet number one. Bet number two is you have 80% chance of winning 5,000 rupees. Which bet would you play? Majority of the people would go with winning 5,000 rupees because they just want a higher probability of winning. Mathematically, if I were to multiply this and check the odds, they're almost equal in terms of winningness to risk ratio. In fact, the first option is way more better. If you have a 20% chance of winning 1 lakh rupees, technically you should always go for option number one. But your intuition will always push you to do option number two. Why? Because this is hardwired in us from the Stone Ages. Because back when we were apes, we were always looking for survival. For us, 1 lakh rupee was not even a possibility. For us, we were just finding some food, something that will help us survive. So we would never wait for a big bonanza. We would say कि जो मिल रहा है, उसको ले लो, and then कल की देखी जाएगी. So how would apps use this? There's a mobile app called PayPal Honey. PayPal Honey mein they give you cashbacks. And you see this copy right here? 10% cashback. You know, 10% cashback is the most widely used copy in Paytm, in Cred. You would realize that they never say refund or they would never say a price. They can also say 10% price. But when you use the word price, it feels like I might have to do something to win this. It is not confirmed. It is some price that I might have to fight a war for. But when you use the exact word cash back, then it's very clear to you that this is evident. On the right side, we have PayPal Honey, and it is actually giving us a graph of the success of this coupon. So basically what it's saying is that the success rate of you using this coupon is very high. Now my question to you is, अगर मैं ये सेम UI बनाता और ये ग्राफ हटा देता और सिर्फ एक बटन डाल देता कि यूज़ करो, तो मे बी 50% लोग यूज़ करते. बट जस्ट बिकॉज मैंने एक ग्राफ डाल दिया है और मैंने एक्सप्लिसिटली बोल दिया है दैट द सक्सेस रेट इज वेरी हाई, नाउ यू हैव सोशल प्रूफ, नाउ यू हैव मोर सर्टेनिटी, एंड नाउ देयर इज अ हायर चांस दैट ऑलमोस्ट 100% पीपल विल यूज दिस कूपन. काफ़ी स्टोर्स बोलते हैं गेट 3 एट द प्राइस ऑफ 2. दिस इज अ वेरी स्टूपिड वे टू कम्युनिकेट इट. यू शुड ऑलवेज से बाय 2 गेट 1 फ्री, क्योंकि जब आप बोलते हो गेट 3 एट द प्राइस ऑफ 2, इट इज़ नॉट वेरी सर्टन. बट सेकेंड कॉपी में देखो ऐसा लग रहा है कि 2 खरीदोगे तो एक तो मिलना ही मिलना है. फर्स्ट वाले में आपका ब्रेन डिवाइड कर रहा है, डिसाइड कर रहा है, ये कर रहा है, वो कर रहा है. दूसरे वाले में एब्सोल्युटली क्लियर, बाय 2 गेट 1 फ्री, इवन दो दे आर कम्युनिकेटिंग द सेम थिंग. नाउ वी कम टू फ्लुएंसी शॉर्टकट. फ्लुएंसी शॉर्टकट ये बोलता है दैट स्टेटमेंट्स दैट आर ईजियर टू रीड एंड अंडरस्टैंड बिकम ईजियर टू ट्रस्ट. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि अगर आप कोई चीज़ पढ़ते हो और अगर वो पढ़ने में ईजी लगती है तो आप उसको easily trust करते हो. What does that mean? In all onboarding experiences, you would realize all international apps never exceed more than 5 to 6 words in their onboarding copy. Anytime they want to talk about a benefit, they always use words and phrases that are super simple. You will never find बाहर का कोई app using jargon. Why? Because when you read the words, shop the world with confidence, it is so simple to understand. So simple to understand कि ये एक ऐप है that allows me to shop. Even तो आपको नहीं पता ये confidence क्या है. What is confidence? हाउ डू यू डिफाइन कॉन्फिडेंस? ऐसा आप क्या कर रहे हो? अभी तो कुछ कम्युनिकेट नहीं हुआ है, बट जस्ट बिकॉज ये पढ़ने के लिए ईजी है, देयर इज अ हायर चांस दैट द यूजर विल जस्ट बिलीव इट एंड मूव ऑन। अब क्वेश्चन ये आता है कि अंश, आज आपने इतने सारे यूएक्स मेंटल मॉडल्स बताए, हमको घर जाके अगर और सीखना है तो हाउ डू यू लर्न? So the thing is, there's a 3-part checklist to this. सबसे पहले I'm going to give you a list of resources. You need to go through them. Then you need to spend time reading the research paper for that mental model. Don't look for YouTube videos. Don't look for articles. Go to the research paper. जैसे मैंने हर एक definition के नीचे research paper cite किया था. Right? You need to rely on research papers. At the very end, find UI on a website like Mobino, wherever it is, that helps you connect the dots. क्योंकि अगर आपको theory आती है और आपको रिसर्च पेपर भी पढ़ लिया, आपने सब कुछ पढ़ लिया, बट अगर आपने उसको मोबाइल यूआई में स्पॉट नहीं किया, एक्चुअली में उसका प्रैक्टिकल नहीं देखा, तो आप उसको रेप्लिकेट नहीं कर पाओगे। सो नंबर 1 पे आपका आता है ग्रोथ डॉट डिजाइन। ग्रोथ डॉट डिजाइन में यू हैव साइकोलॉजी, इट इज ऑल अवेलेबल फॉर फ्री। एक एक करके पिक दीज मेंटल मॉडल्स। देन देयर इज दिस लिंक्डइन इन्फ्लुएंसर, हर नेम इज कैटलीन बोर्गोआ, एंड शी इज बिन डूइंग क्रेजी स्टफ इन द फील्ड ऑफ कॉपीराइटिंग। आई हैव लर्नड अ लॉट फ्रॉम हर, दैट इज व्हाई आई एम रिकमेंडिंग हर प्रोफाइल टू यू। ये बहुत ही क्रिस्प लिंक्डइन क्राउजर्स बनाती है। शी इज़ नॉट फ्रॉम अ यूएक्स बैकग्राउंड, शी इज़ फ्रॉम अ मार्केटिंग बैकग्राउंड, बट ट्रस्ट मी, लेजिट स्टफ। देन वी हैव बिल्ड फॉर मार्स। सो व्हेन यू गो टू बिल्ड फॉर मार्स, वहाँ पे दे हैव दिस थिंग कॉल्ड यूएक्स ग्लॉसरी। तो यूएक्स ग्लॉसरी के अंडर दे हैव मल्टीपल यूएक्स मॉडल्स दैट यू कैन यूज। अब क्वेश्चन यहाँ आता है कि वाई कांट वी यूज चैट जीपीटी फॉर ऑल ऑफ दिस? वाई डू वी नीड टू रिलाई ऑन दीज वेबसाइट्स? एंड दैट मेक्स सेंस। सो इफ you have the pro plan for ChatGPT, all you need to do is prompt, can you list down all popular UX psychology mental models relevant for UX designers? And then you can give examples of mental models that you are resonating to. तो आप लिख सकते हो कि यार जैसे cognitive dissonance है, framing है, goal variant है, ये लिस्ट आपको build for Mars and growth for design से मिल जाएगी। आप 4 मॉडल्स का लिस्ट दो और ChatGPT को बोलो कि now give me 10 more similar UX mental models apart from these 4 that are useful, practical and important to learn. When you do that, it will keep giving you more mental models, and then you can keep digging in. You don't have to buy a subscription. You can just use AI to improve your first principles ka knowledge. So with that, let's quickly revise module number 2. We understood that knowing how humans think will help you the most, क्योंकि ये lessons आपको apps में, jobs में, आप कोई physical product में निकालोगे, वहाँ पर भी आपको काम आएंगे. Then we understood that giving a name to our behavior is very very important. जैसे आज मैंने आपको स्कार्सिटी बताया, सर्टेनिटी बताया, अब नेक्स्ट टाइम जब आप अमेजोन यूज़ करोगे, आप इंस्टेंटली इसको कैप्चर कर पाओगे जस्ट बिकॉज आई हैव गिवन अ नेम टू इट। तो अब आपके ब्रेन के लिए उसको आइडेंटिफाई करना ईजी हो गया है। एंड एट द वेरी एंड यू ऑलवेज नीड टू फाइंड रियल एग्जाम्पल्स इन रियल एप्लीकेशंस एंड नॉट फ्रॉम ड्रिबल। प्लीज डोंट रिलाई ऑन ड्रिबल एंड Behance एंड Pinterest टू टेक योर UI इंस्पिरेशन। प्लीज रिलाई ऑन रियल एप्लीकेशंस। और आप कुछ भी थ्योरी पढ़ते हो, please make sure that you first see it in real applications.
You will find all the relevant resources and the link to download the PDF in description. If you're here for the first time, make sure you click on subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update. Let me know in the comment section if there's something specific you want me to cover in the next video. We make content on design, AI and technology to help you upskill for free. I hope that you're taking care of your mind and body. This is your dost Ansh Mehra signing out. If you like this video, make sure you click on like and hit the subscribe button. I regularly upload videos on UX design, marketing and storytelling.